Hi friends, it's Grace and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about some reading goals and some channel goals that I have for the year of 2023 because of course I don't know how it happened, but we're like basically in the last week of December already, and I am someone who doesn't like to put my favorite books of the year and tier rankings and things like that out until the year is actually over, because there's always a chance that I'll read some favorites in the latter half of December as well. However, in terms of end of year content, talking about the new year is something I can definitely do, and something that I always look forward to in the same vein as making New Year's resolutions, whether or not you keep them. I love a good goal list. I love to make them. Whether I achieve them or not is a different story, but I love to make them. So I had a quick look back at my goals video from 2022, or rather the end of 2021, making my goals for this year, to remind myself what they were and to kind of see how I did on them. And what I ended up with was 4 goals from that video that I felt like worked really well for me this year that I want to keep going into 2023. And so I'm gonna go over those first, and then I'm gonna talk about my new goals. So there's a total of 8 on this list, 4 that I'm keeping and 4 new ones. So the first goal, and the first goal from my previous video as well, is the simplest one, and that is just to read 70 books in 2023. I set my goal at 70 in 2022, and while I'm approaching into the 80s right now, I am busier than I've ever been, with work and my house and with my cats and everything, and just socially and stuff. So I think that even though I've surpassed that this year, I think it's still a really reasonable goal for me, because while it's something that I'll strive to meet, it's not so unreasonable. It's a number that I very much think that I can do, and I don't want this to be something that stresses me out. So I'm keeping the number 70 because I feel like it's a really good number. Next up, also a holdover from last year, is my goal to read 1 non-sci-fi fantasy book per month. And so looking back at the year of 2022, I'm pretty sure that I succeeded on this in 10 out of 12 months. And looking back, one of the funniest things was I immediately failed on this goal in January after making it. I only read fantasy, but I did pretty well for the rest of the year. I just thought that was really hilarious, but I think that this is a good goal because I have a bunch of stuff that's not fantasy that I want to read, and as a reader I do gravitate towards fantasy, but I like to have balance as well. So I want to just be mindful of making sure 1 book per month is not that much. I think it's something that I can do, and I think that it'll be good for me. The third goal that I'm keeping from last year is to read 5 self-published or indie published books in 2023. And so in 2022, I thought that I hit this, so I don't know where the discrepancy is coming in, but when I looked back at what I've read, I think I read 4 this year, so I didn't actually hit my goal of 5, even though I was convinced that I had, so I don't know, but it appears that I didn't regardless. But I still think that 5 is a good number going into the new year, and it is something that I want to do more of. I want to put more attention on indie and self-published books, even though I have so many other traditionally published series that I want to read too, but that's kind of my default, so that's why I want to give some attention to focusing on the fact that I'm going to read at least a few indie or self-pub. Now, the 4th goal that I'm keeping is a little bit of a permutation of what it was last year. So last year my goal was to try at least 3 audiobooks this year, because I was kind of having trouble with audiobooks when I first started getting into them, but the goal for last year was to give them more of a fair shot, and my thinking was that it would be a good idea to listen to non-fantasy books, because I don't have as much to process, as much world building or information being fed to you, and I am kind of taking this goal from last year and like presenting it differently, and I basically want it to be for 2023 that I will continue to use audiobooks for my non-fantasy reading, because I just felt like it worked really, really well for me. So off the top of my head, like The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid, Once There Were Wolves by Charlotte McConaughey, The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna, American Dirt. Those were all books that I listened to on audio last year, and a few of my favorites of the year came from that, and so I had a really great experience. People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry, there's another one that I listened to on audio. So I fell off a little bit in the second half of the year in my audiobook listening. However, yeah, I really enjoyed like my time with some of these books and listening to the audiobooks from them, and I think that non-fantasy audiobooks are the way to go for me, and my like Libby app has a ton of great options for those, and so I want to continue that. I think I had some great momentum going this year, and I want to take that into 2023. So that is goal number 4. So now we're into the second half of the video, which is my new goals for 2023 that were not on my list last year. And so goal number 5 is the most, I guess, specific goal on this list in terms of the actual books that it concerns. And you know what? I kind of did have this goal on my list last year, but this year, this goal is that I want to participate in the A Song of Ice and Fire read-along to its completion. So basically my goal is just to reread the existing A Song of Ice and Fire books and to participate in that read-along. Last year, my goal was to finish Wheel of Time, and I did accomplish that. And while it wasn't in the ideal time frame that I set, it was still within the time frame that I wanted to. So this is kind of like this year's version of that, where I'm really excited for that read-along, and I just want to make sure that I am like making myself stay with it and keep motivated to read all 5 of the books, because I am excited to read them. Then goal number 6 has to do with a new video series that I'm premiering on the channel in 2023, and depending on how I decide on my video schedule, I've either already posted this video or it will be the next video that you see from me. So this video series that I'm going to be doing is reading other booktubers' favorite books that they've recommended to me. And so this is basically just a goal of making sure that this video series goes well and continues for the whole year, and I'm really excited about it. I can't see it going sideways because I think I have a really good structure for it. 1 book per month is certainly not going to be too much for me, and I'm excited about all of the books that people have chosen for me. So that is goal number 6. Then goal number 7 is not exactly quantifiable, like I haven't put a number on it, but goal number 7 is to tackle more of my physical TBR. So I'm not gonna stop buying books, like let's be real, but I do have a fair amount of unread books, and I would like to, instead of like if there are books that I'm excited about that are coming out or that I've just heard about, I'm not gonna stop myself from going out and getting them, but I would like to stop buying books for the sake of it and like focus on what I have, I guess. So I haven't really thought this one all the way through, but the general idea is to focus on what's on my shelves. And then the 8th and final goal for this video and for the year of 2023 is kind of a culmination of like my YouTube content and my YouTube account, plus like how busy I've been recently with my personal life. And so that goal is basically just that I want to make sure that I'm posting at least 1 video per week. And up until recently, I've been pretty consistently okay with doing 2 videos per week, but ever since getting my house and in the past few months, I've just noticed myself like being really busy and having a little bit less time, and sometimes even if I technically have time to film videos like on a day off or something, sometimes I just don't want to. Like sometimes I want to read instead, or sometimes I just want to like lie around and do nothing or like cuddle with my cats. So I think that people understand that, and I think that it's fair to say that I still enjoy doing this and I don't want to stop by any means. So I want to make sure that I'm at least averaging 1 video per week. A lot of the times I think it still will be 2 videos per week. It just won't always be 2 videos per week. And so this goal is just kind of a goal about making sure I have a good work-life balance, and this is something in between that where it's not really work, but in a way it's effort. So I am willing to expend that effort and I enjoy doing it, but I'm just gonna try and find a healthy balance for that. And I think that a lot of people can probably relate to that, because a lot of us, work full-time jobs, and a lot of you guys even have kids, which I can't imagine adding to my plate. So I respect the hell out of everyone that's able to make YouTube content while handling all of that, and I'm just going to do my best with it in my own personal life. So those are the 8 goals that I want to focus on for the year of 2023 in my reading and on my channel. And with that said, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked, please do like the video and subscribe if you would like to see more content from me. I post new videos on most Mondays and Thursdays, and I will have my socials and Discord linked in the description if you're interested in any of that stuff, as always. And with that said, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye!